and honorable members, I encourage you, when these documents are tabled or bills are published, read them. Read them, analyze them, debate them in this house. Helpless villagers in funerals and public places out there will not help you debate and pass appropriate budgeting processes in this house. So avoid the temptation to stand before helpless nursery kids and tell them that you are opposing a bill that you are supposed to debate in this house. I have seen this happen in many places. You don't look good when you do that, honorable members.
Finance Bill 2025 proposals zimetokea, and trust me, ya last year walikuwa wamewahurumia. So here are the highlights, ndio msiseme amkuambia. At number 1, yenye ita affect kila mtu ni VAT. VAT imepanda from 16% to 18% on all goods. Kwa hivyo inamaanisha hadi zile products zenye zilikuwa zero rated kama maziwa, bread, maize flour, wheat flour, all the flours zenye zilikuwa zero rated hazikuwa zinakuwa taxed. Saa hii zitakuwa zinataxiwa 18%. That means kama unanunua maziwa ama bread at 65 shillings, from July 2025 utakuwa unanunua the same product at 75 shillings. If you own land, you're going to be paying 10% of the value of that land as taxed. Haijalishi kama uko na freehold ama ni leasehold. Any land in Kenya, kama uko na shamba Kenya, utakuwa unailipia 10%. Wakulima, poleni kwa sababu mtakuwa mnalipa 5% tax on your product. So kama unauza coffee, avocado, tea leaves, any agriculture product, mahindi, utakuwa unalipa 5% of kenye umevuna ama kenye umeuza. 5%. Kumbuka umeshalipia shamba 10%, na hiyo shamba ikikupea avocado, hii avocado kumbuka utailipia tax. Okay? Yeah. Employed ninjas, pay imepanda from the maximum ilikuwa 35%. Sai wamepropose ipande up to 37.7%. Na the least earning walikuwa wanakuwa taxed at 10%. Sai wana propose iende mpaka 25%. Kumbukeni, hapa bado haujalipa shisha, haujalipa affordable housing, haujalipa NSSF, haujalipa pension, haujalipa just release. Ulidhani 2025 ndo utazaa? Unfortunate for you, ukizaa unalipa tax. Okay? Mungu akikubariki na mtoto, unalipa tax juu ya kuzaa. Wacha tuguze Gen Z kidogo. If you use internet, utakuwa unalipia 15% of the bundles. 15%. Kai. Buddies, stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Kwa sababu, kuna tax ingine inaitwa green levy. Hii green levy iko na tax mbili. Kuna sugar tax na kuna plastic levy. Hii sugar tax ni ya chocolates, sukari of course. You see anything that has sugar. What else has sugar? Ice cream, yogurt. Yeah, utakuwa unalipa sugar tax on chocolates. Plastic levy ni anything iko packaged na plastic. From maziwa, kwa sababu kenye nakwanga ime package maziwa ni plastic. From maziwa to cooking oil, to mafuta ya kujipaka, to skin care, to what else comes in a plastic? Everything that is in plastic. Hadi maji ya kukunywa, anything that is in plastic, soda, soft drinks zote, anything that comes in plastic, mtakuwa mnalipia tax. Kai. Hizi ni tax mbili in one product. Kuna VAT na kuna plastic levy na kuna sugar levy tax. Kai. Ruto just release us. And business people, kama mnadhani bado mmeponea, If you have a pay bill, if you have a till number, utakuwa unalipa 1% of amount paid. So kama unapata 1 million kwa hiyo pay bill number, 1% ni, my friends, utakuwa unalipa hiyo as tax. See, as something else as tax. And finally, ni mingi but nilikuwa nimeandika just 10 of them. Finally, kuna mazingira tax. Mazingira tax in short ni eco levy. Ile eco levy yenye tulikuwa tunasema diapers, unaona, sanitary pads, unaona, eco levy, as long as wamechange to jina. Wamechange to jina from eco levy to mazingira tax. Ladies and gentlemen, anguka nayo, okay?
The Finance Bill 2025 was tabled in Parliament on 30th of April 2025. And if you're an employee, the most important thing you need to know, first of all, is that employment income has remained the same. So there are no new taxes that are being levied on your employment income. The tax range that ranges from 10% to 35% remains constant. The only changes that are being proposed to be made is like one for the reliefs. So there are those deductions that attract a relief. The insurance deductions, if you have mortgage, if you have health cover deductions. So these deductions normally attract a tax relief. But there are those employers who are so fond of not giving the employees this tax relief, which reduces their pay as you earn. So the bill is suggesting that it be made mandatory for employers to give these tax reliefs to the citizens. Another change is that for per diem, the people who do work projects and are paid daily per diem, initially only 2,000 was not getting taxed. But right now, they've increased the amount of tax exempt per diem from 2,000 to 10,000, which I feel benefits the senior employees who actually earn a high amount of per diem. Another change you should expect if you get any fringe benefits from your employer. Like for example, you get a company car, or you get free company housing, or you get cheaper loans from your employer. So initially these amounts were taxed at 9%, but the bill is suggesting to raise the tax rate from 9% to 30%. So this triples that tax rate for the employee, but they want to make it to be at par with the corporate tax rate. And finally, for pensions, the little taxes that were being levied on the lump sum pension that is paid to retirees have been removed, meaning that retirees will now access their full pension tax-free, completely tax-free. So that is a good development. So if I'm looking at the finance bill for 2025, it's much better than the 2024 finance bill. I feel like the people's voice played a role in this consideration.
It's finally here. The draft finance bill 2025 has been made public for Kenyans to assess whether it benefits them or not. In last year's bill, Gen Zs went out of their way to simplify the document and help others understand the new taxes that were introduced, thus leading to the anti-finance bill protests. With the new bill that was approved by Cabinet this past Tuesday, the government has insisted that there will be no new taxes. So what's in this year's finance bill? Let's dive in. The bill has focused on the restructuring of the value-added tax, meaning that certain products will be moved from zero-rated to exempt status. This includes raw materials for local medicine production, sugarcane transport from farms to factories, locally assembled and manufactured mobile phones, electric bicycles, solar and lithium-ion batteries, and animal feed inputs. To help you understand, value-added tax is the tax added to the price of goods and services at each step of production and sale. So whether it's the manufacturer, supplier, once they add value to the product, they pass the cost to the consumer. Zero rating means that the consumer won't pay the VAT, hence keeping the prices lower for essential items. This is how it works. If a manufacturer buys packaging and equipment to make a product, they pay VAT to the suppliers. If the product is zero rated, they don't pass the VAT to the consumer, and instead, they can claim VAT refunds from the government. For exempt goods, businesses still pay VAT on the raw materials but won't be refunded by the government. They increase the final price to the consumer, meaning the product's cost will increase. So here's why it matters. When products are moved from zero-rated to exempt, it improves short-term cash flow for the government and in some cases discourages fake claims on zero-rated products.